Yeah, no, we're rolling. Make it interesting, he says. Dean's like, you know what, dude? Just that first part that we laughed and it was funny and people will love it, but it's not interesting, so don't put it in the pod. That's what you just said.
Yeah, it started off with something interesting so people actually watch it. And then don't quit just walking away. You're the worst podcaster, man.
Whoa, dude.
Do I have to keep this on my lips or my mouth?
It's better that way, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I like it.
All right, let's play my favorite game. What did you do today, Dean?
Oh, yeah. I went to the gym. I got an Italian sub. I ate it at the gym.
Hold on. You got a sub and went to the gym.
And then worked out. I did legs, and then I ate that whole Italian sub.
Wait, so you got the sub before you went to the gym?
No, I ordered it to the gym. Jimmy John's. They bring it right over to you. For like no extra charge. It's the same amount of money. Yeah, I'm going to take it conveniently. And you know what happened? You know what happened?
Tell me.
One of the guys came up to me and he was like, dude, you don't think that's rude? Like all these people are dieting and then you're just here eating a delicious Italian sub.
Well, the thing is, you just burn all those calories. You got to refuel.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't get how science works.
No, really, it was, I just wanted a fucking sub and I'm going to eat a sub.
That's the kind of forward thinking that people either don't understand or don't respect.
Well, here's the deal. The reason I work out is so that I can eat, right? That's the reason I burn all those calories. They burn calories because their dad didn't hug them enough or whatever. And so they're mad and angry, and that's what's driving them to look like Greek gods. Why?
So if you were given the opportunity to be shredded tomorrow,
yeah,
if they're like, hey, Dean, you can have G.I. Joe type body.
Yes.
You'd be like, I'm good.
I mean, I would. Yeah, definitely. But does that mean that I have to skip Italian sub day? Because that's my favorite day.
If you had... The only way they could justify being upset with you or saying anything to you at all would be if you were eating it while you were working out.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, they'd be upset. Well, there's like a whole little lounge area that everybody warms their food up in and eats it, but they're all eating like chicken and rice, and I'm eating an Italian sub.
It's nothing more boring than chicken and rice. There's nothing more boring than that.
No. It's almost the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I eat it every
It's
day,
white people taking two delicious things and making them shitty.
Well, you know what we do is it's like a white guy thing, is make this big meal up, and we're really proud of it, and we call it pad thai, and it's just chicken and rice with an egg cracked in it. That's
Did you say white people did that?
Yeah, it's a white guy thing.
I've never done that in my life.
Well, you're not a white guy.
What am I?
I don't talk about it.
Okay. I get it.
Because you're a redneck, so you're a different kind of white guy.
And we put butter in our shit.
I'm talking about basic white dude.
Oh,
yeah, like the basic
whiteys.
White guy who is
Whiteys.
That's
what we
he's
call
like,
them.
Yeah, that's what I do. I take pictures of my food, put it on Instagram, be like, look how talented I am, and people are like,
I mean, I do that too with briskets and gumbos. I put my gumbo online.
but you're making like a proper meal.
Yeah, it's got a lot of butter in it.
It has steps to it. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
I've had your gumbo. It's really good.
It's fucking delicious, man. It's one of the best things I make. But it's not healthy for you.
But you know the thing about like...
It'll warm your soul. It's good for the inside of your body.
Well, the thing about...
And it makes you look pudgy on the outside.
Oh, yeah. Is that what it is?
Cajun food. It's
well,
the
the
best.
thing about like all this shit with like health and whatnot is people think you have to eat things that taste like shit to be healthy. Mm-hmm. And I don't believe in that. I think that's stupid.
Yeah, I think Kale has taught us that.
And Kale,
Dude, there's been a genocide on Kale.
Well, I mean...
Do you think Kale was even eaten 20 years ago?
No, they're like, what is that fucking ugly plant?
And it tastes horrible. It's like that's what plants did when they did not want to get eaten. A rhino was probably eating that thing a million years ago, and it was like, hey guys, we're too tasty. Let's get untasty. And then they were fine for like a million years. No one ate it because they would eat it and they go, that tastes horrible. Let's stop eating that.
Yeah, and even the rhinos were like, this shit sucks.
Yeah, it's horrid. Yeah.
Well, that's what they say.
And then white women found it and they're like, hey, it makes your butt plump.
It's green, so you know it's good for you, babe.
Yeah.
Dude.
I believe it.
The thing is with like all these superfoods, like avocados, they taste good. I like them. They're enjoyable. Spinach, not that great. Kale, not that great. The amount, hold on, let me get to it. The amount of that stuff you have to consume, that's different though. I'm talking like the way that you're supposed to consume your kale and your spinach in a salad, maybe juice it, maybe whatever you want to do with it.
No,
I'm saying that the amount of that you have to consume
butter and bacon grease.
Bacon. I have bacon grease in my fridge right now. I save it.
I might not like the taste of spinach. I just like the taste of bacon grease on spinach. Yeah. It's like a tortilla chip tastes like shit by itself, but if you dip it in a bunch of fun stuff.
That's most things.
Delicious. Yeah,
That's most things.
That's kinda
Most
my
things
thing.
don't taste good until you dip them in a bunch of fun stuff.
That's fun. That's actually really true. Yeah.
Which is why it's amazing that women suck our dicks, which is unbelievable.
It's not at all. They
It's
want
amazing.
shit.
Hey, you know what?
You know what? I
Hey,
had an
you know
ex-girlfriend that I told her no more dogs.
Yeah.
No more dogs in the house. We had one dog. No more dogs.
Well,
4 dogs later.
you love dogs, though.
I do love dogs, but there's too much. I don't like it.
That's what I told Gabby.
If you see a guy with a lot of dogs and a girl in his house, that dude's getting a lot of blowjobs.
See, his dick sucked a bunch. That's what I told Gabby. Gabby told me, I turned into a bit, but it stemmed from Gabby telling me how she
Our friend
wants.
Gabby Montemayor?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to give her a full shout out because, she doesn't look good in this story.
Oh.
But now Gabby Montemayor.
I want you to know he brought it up.
I did bring it up.
Montemayor.
She knows about it, though. She was telling me how.
Can you say her last name?
Montemayor?
Montemayor.
Okay, don't do it like that. Don't be stingy.
I mean, that's her name.
Don't be pretentious.
This is a white guy thing where you just don't pronounce people. You're like, it's too hard. I'll just fuck it up.
No, I think it sounds pretentious.
I don't think it is. That's how they designed her name.
Who's they?
Her family.
They don't care.
Mm.
I have a guy that comes to my classes that I coach named Caesar.
So Cesar.
It's Cesar.
Cesar.
And I asked him, and I was like, "Hey, man, what do you prefer?"
No.
He goes, "I don't care." I'm like, "No, dude, tell me what you prefer." He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, my mom calls me Cesar." And he goes, and he puts the accent on it.
Does he do the hit
Cesar.
the Cesar?
It's Cesar.
Yeah.
And he rolls. It's amazing. And I'll call you that then.
Yeah.
He's like, "All right, well, I just don't care." And I'm like, "You care a little bit."
Yeah.
He's like, "I care a little bit."
They care.
They care.
They do care. It's like if somebody butchered my name. I was at, by the way, San Antonio this weekend. We're gonna get so ADD with this thing.
Yeah,
But
we're
I
gonna
was
go
in San Antonio this
do
weekend.
this, and then we'll go back to the Gabby part.
I got called Doug and Dan at both places.
Which is annoying because your name's not hard.
It's DEAN, man. And even after I respelled it on the deal, I did piss off the lady at the Blind Tiger. Ooh, you want to hear some drama?
Yeah.
So I walked into the Blind Tiger Comedy Club, and I'm second to last, right? And I was upstairs, and there was like some dudes walking around, and they were leaving, and they were like, fuck this place, we're out. Because there was karaoke going on, right? Mm-hmm. And so they were like, fuck this place, we're out. And I was like, hey, guys, the comedy show's starting in like 20 minutes. You want to go grab a seat? I promise that's probably going to be a good time. And they're like, do you have to be 21 to get in? And I was like, I don't know. Just walk in. If they stop you, then they stop you. Right? That's what I said. And so...
Bad advice.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, hindsight's 2020.
They're right into business, so...
Yeah. And so, the manager heard that and called downstairs to get the person who was running the comedy show, this lady. And she came up and she pulled me aside and she was like, hey, did you tell a bunch of 18-year-olds they could go into the comedy show? I was like, no, I just told some guys that they should come into the comedy show, right? I was like, not barking, but just saying, hey, there's something cool going on. And she was like, yeah, that's not either funny or appropriate. She was like, so I'll let you know if you're still doing your set tonight. And I was like, ooh, what?
Wow.
And so she went downstairs, and then obviously the guy that was running it that booked me or that knew me was like, yeah, dude, you're totally cool. I don't know who that lady is.
It's just some lady.
Yeah, no, I mean she does, like, she's one of those, I don't know, it's one of those comedians that like gets like a little bit of power. Yeah, it's like a line cook. Yeah, and it comes outside and like bitches at somebody because they return their food or something. It's like, who are you, man? You do the salads here.
You do the salads and not well, by the way. Okay.
Yeah,
too
you
much
do
kale,
shitty salads.
Too much kale, not enough spinach. Okay, bitch.
Put
some fun shit on there.
Cesar salad.
Yes, say our salad and then put some fun shit on there because it's pretty bland.
It is.
What are you doing back there, Kathy?
We need the fun shit. So anyway, she and then she also does the other, and I found out she's just like in the circle at a lot of comedy clubs.
Sure.
So I went back to the LOL and I showed up and my name was Dan, and I was like, all right, well, they're getting closer, right? They just left one letter out.
That's less egregious than calling you Doug.
Yeah.
Doug is just disrespectful.
It's just super disrespectful.
Terrible name.
Yeah. Am I 80? So Gabby's story.
We'll talk about that some more because it's so interesting when you see, like, because right now I feel like the comedy. Go.
No.
You seem really excited.
Yeah, no, I murdered at the Blind Tiger.
Did you?
So I go up there. She gets all upset, and then she's like all pretentious the entire night. And then I go up, and Spencer did really good. Ben did good. And then I went up, and it was just like my timing was on point. The joke that I'm doing right now, the 10-minute set I'm doing right now. So I only did 5 minutes, right? But they shortened. They gave me 7 because I was doing well, right? Mm-hmm. But I was just gonna do the first half. I get like the first third and the last third. I was gonna cut out the middle, right? And I was going to do the best jokes of that 10-minute set.
Sure.
And do that 5 minutes. and they let me keep going because it was going so well. And so I got off stage, and she like immediately just like left. Everybody else was like, dude, that was a really good set. That was a really good set. And then she just took off.
Well, one, I'm happy for you had a good set because you've been having a lot of bad sets lately. They're seeing you bomb a lot.
It was 1 week. I told you it was 1 week. It was 1 week. But listen, that night, I went back home and I wrote out this new. I basically like took all of the basic stuff that's been working for a little while. What are you, my mother?
You got hair all over you, man.
Okay, well don't people. You can block that stuff out.
Is that skin? What's on?
I don't know.
Come on, man. Don't.
I just got back from the gym.
Don't let me distract you.
Well, then don't distract me.
You're letting me distract you.
Don't distract me.
I'm helping.
No, you're not helping. You're hurting.
Is that you think I'm hurting?
Why do you have a remote? All right, why do you have a remote on the
It's
wall?
for the fan and the lights.
You've got that's what switches are for, bro.
Dude. You don't think I know that? You don't think I know how lights work?
What kind of an IKEA factory are we working with here?
Dude, it's this place.
Did you have to put batteries in it?
Dude, I have a washer and dryer next to the kitchen sink. You know, this place it's a weird place.
It's a weird place, man.
It's a
strange place.
They add these little amenities on it.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, look at this new thing we have, but it doesn't fit anywhere.
There's a pool out there, isn't there?
It's a pool out there.
This looks like the Karate Kids. Have you seen this place?
Yeah, this place is like a motel that they converted into apartments.
Yeah. Okay, so what were we saying? I had a really good
bombing horribly.
No,
it's
I bombed
really
four things in a row, but for me that's like.
I mean, yeah, bombing.
It's rough.
Bombing mics is like everyone bombs a fucking mic. Who killed a
Yeah,
fucking mic? Fuck
yeah.
off.
Plus, there's been like a weird air in, like I guess we're in code red right now. You're gonna absolutely die from COVID, and so people just aren't showing up to shit, and so it's like just comedians. So it's been really hard to work on stuff. But anyway, I got off that Thursday. I had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday shows, and every single one of those went good. So I was I need this. Yeah.
Let's go. See, those kind of like little like hot runs you go on, especially this early in comedy. It's like those keep you going for like 8 more months.
Yeah.
Not saying you will bomb for the next 8 months, but I'm saying that it erases that feeling you had about sucking dick for a week.
Yes.
And then you're like, and then
it was awkward. It got to the point where I was like, I don't even know if I know what comedy is anymore.
You stop hosting so much.
Yeah, but I'm good at it.
Are you?
I also do a lot of shit. Like I didn't even host one time this weekend.
Last week when I saw you bomb a bunch when you were hosting.
That was actually because I had done a whole week's worth of hosting sets.
Sure.
And they're like wildly different.
Well, it's different. It's not the same thing. When you host, it's not your job to really succeed. It's your job to get the audience knowing how this is supposed to work.
Yeah.
Get them accustomed to the rhythm of the show.
Yes.
And then you fucking push the show along. If someone fucking bombs in the lineup, then you got to reset the room, get them back, get them knowing this is we're here. Hey, that happened. We don't care. It's gone.
Yeah, it's out of here.
This next guy.
Like I think that was my problem. I went for a week doing only hosting sets, and every time I got off stage, and people think this is a compliment, but it's like a backwards handed. You know, like when your girlfriend's trying to be a bitch, right?
Yeah.
You know, like and they'll get off stage and they'll be like, "Wow, you're really funny for a host." I'm like, I'm just funny.
People are
like, I'm a comedian, and they're like, "Oh, but I thought you were just the guy that brought people up." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I mean, I was that."
But
this
you can't
time.
let that bother you because those people don't know how comedy works.
Yeah, you can say that.
They think you made everything up that day.
You have 15 people coming up to you and saying like the exact same thing every show. It's like, it's gonna wear on you, man. For a week.
Is it comics telling you that or just civilians?
No, civilians.
Well, see, then who cares? Because civilians, here's what it is.
That's what we care about. No, fuck trying to be the best comic comedian.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is you're people who are uneducated in what you're doing are making a uneducated comment that shouldn't bother you.
Yeah,
because they don't know what they're saying. Like
usually it doesn't.
Those are those people that watch comedy, that watch like a Netflix special of like Chappelle or Louis, and they're like, so he does that. He just made that up?
Yeah, on the spot.
They don't know that it's an act that they build over years. They have no idea how it works. So if someone says you're funny for a host, they don't know the host is supposed to be funny. So like if that bothers you, that's on you because they don't know anything. And they're not really comedy fans.
Yeah.
They're not the ones that are going to come back and follow you for the rest of your career.
No.
They're just ones that are like, and also,
but they might be.
Also, it's them. You got to think about them. They just want to say something.
Yeah. They don't know what they want to have a night out where they had some importance.
I did
right in the microphone.
It's all good. People love it. I did Shakespeare's on Saturday and had a good set. But this one comic came up to me like this is like later in the night. This is like hours and hours later. We're all drinking, getting fucked up, and we're hanging out. And this comic, she's like trying to tell me, she's like, "So that rape joke."
Oh, isn't that the worst?
Yeah, and it fucking flattened. It fucking went great.
Yeah.
And she goes, trying to tell me,
so
look, I feel like it's not. I'm like, first of all, you realize that I didn't ask you.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to tell me how you feel about
You're
what I
raping me
did.
with your conversation right now.
You are making me want to rape someone you love. That's you make me want. I'm not gonna rape you. That's offensive. But someone you love dearly, like probably your dad or your brother, I'm gonna go rape them immediately to keep it in line with the joke. But she
Dude,
goes.
it was like that my birthday show where I told a off-color joke, right? I was working on that set about prejudices.
Yeah.
And the lady came up to me afterwards, African American gal, and she said, "I didn't like that racist joke that you did." And I was like, "Oh well, you're not gonna like these next ones."
Yeah, well, this is like, babe, you're in the
And
wrong
then
place.
I just told her like 6 more jokes that I had,
It's like she was blind and didn't know what he looked.
and I was
what he looked
racist
like.
against white people in
Sure.
that and those other jokes, and she still just got more offended and more offended and more offended. It was like, what are you doing here?
People just want to be offended, and it's also like, here's the thing: people just want to be heard.
Yes.
Right. So this comic, and she's been doing comedy for 5 seconds, and she won't be doing comedy in 3 years probably. So she came up to me.
3 years is bold.
Yeah. So she won't be here. So like she comes up to me and tries to tell me this shit, and has like didn't have a moment with me. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You think that, like, first of all, you think
It's
I
almost
care?
worse than somebody trying to give you a tag for your joke that's only been doing it like 6 months.
I just think there's a way to go about it, right? Like if I see you do a bit, and I'm like, hey man, can I give you something that you could maybe fuck around with?
Yeah.
And you're like, yes. Or you could say fuck off. And if you say fuck off, I don't care.
No, none of us are gonna care.
No one's gonna care.
No.
But it's like the unsolicited advice from bad comedians about your thing. I'm like, I remember telling her, I was like, that joke's not for you.
Yeah.
And what you are, what your connotation of you as a person, your demographic of people like you will never like what I do. So I'm not going to church fucking just shouting fucking Jesus is fake. Like, why would I do that? Why would I do that? And then if I did that and then got mad they weren't on my side, like, guys, what do you mean you didn't like what I had to say about the Lord not being real? Come on.
Yeah.
Like, that's stupid. But again, and I don't take it personally, but this is someone who just wants to be heard because she feels like I'm going to fucking champion fucking all the women out there that have ever been fucking raped. It's like,
Yeah, so we're not saying though. We're also. I would also like to do that as well. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not saying that they're bad people. I don't have an opinion on it. I'm not a woman, that's been.
there's the thing with
Raped.
comics. I feel like comics, it's like the ones that are turning on other comedians at any level, where it's the fucking, or it's the
If you're punching down or punching up, fucking.
world headliners, fucking open micers. I don't care if you're not on the side of comedy, which has no gender, which has no age, no color, nothing.
I don't care who you are, as long as you're funny.
Just make the jokes, do the thing, and let's fucking roll with it.
Yeah.
And if you can see someone, like if I see someone try to do a joke, like they're trying to do a joke and that fucking falls and it fails and is not good, I don't be like, fucking that guy's probably a bad person. No, it's like that person just fucking, they tripped.
He tried something.
Tried, failed, whatever.
That's
What are you going to do?
yeah.
Well, the Gabby thing.
Done it 1,000
Before.
times. Yeah.
He did it fucking 1,000 times in the same weekend.
Yeah. It was bad.
Not this weekend, though.
Nope.
He killed
not
this weekend, baby.
Yep.
But the Gabby thing, going back to the sucking dick thing, because women can just suck dick, is Gabby was telling me that she wishes her weed dealer would remember her birthday.
Oh yeah.
So she can get free weed.
Yes. Yeah. I've
And
heard
like
said-
the
I've
bit,
heard tell that
I
joke.
think I've said it on the podcast before, and I've turned it into a bit. I love doing it. But it's basically like the premise of, he could just suck his dick.
Yeah.
Like, do you want his weed? He'll give you his mom's weed. He'll give you his mom, dude. Like, what do you want? And like women act like they're so oppressed. It's like you have the key to every lock. That's what you have. Do you
Yep.
want do you want a Tesla? Do you want a Tesla?
It's just the right penis.
It's just pick one.
Yeah, you're upset because you're blowing the wrong penises. You're still blowing penises.
I mean,
aren't you?
all that's gonna cost you
Yeah.
is pride.
Pride. Mm-hmm.
But fucking pride, fuck pride, dude.
Yeah. What is it?
Pride
What is it
only
worth?
hurts. Pride only hurts.
I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. The whole thing is just, to me, is there's nothing funnier to me than, well, there's a lot of things funnier than this, but when women get upset at us for making a joke about some women being whores, as if those don't exist.
Yeah.
Because here's what women do. Women, if you make a generalization about a certain group of women, that girl, that person, that woman's first instinct to say, I don't do that, but not me. Like if I talk to you
Didn't
about,
say you did.
if I talk to you about, if I tell, hey, Dean, there's a fucking guy in high school. His truck was fucking jacked up. He had a mullet, and he was fucking kind of racist. You know what you don't say? I'm not racist.
Yeah.
You go,
I was like,
I bet that guy kind of sucks, huh?
Yeah.
Exactly. You
I
don't
bet that
go,
dude was racist.
you don't go, fucking, what about me?
Yeah.
No.
It's not all mullets. That's one of the reasons that I continue to have the
It's
mullet.
not all mullets. That's
yeah,
goddamn.
it's not all mullets, baby.
Gets my dick hard here, and you say that.
When I like, what was it last week? I said at the Santa Cruz. like having this haircut, people love pointing it out, right? And they're like, all the time, they're like, Trump 2020, brother, Trump 2020. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm on the team, but like just because I have the uniform, like I voted for him, but just because I saw him on the WWE, I don't know policies and shit.
You loved his roast. He was great on the roast.
Yeah, unfortunately, I look good in blue.
You look great in blue. You also vote blue, and also like Trump 2024.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what am I going to vote for him?
He wants a space arm and he fucks porn stars. The dude's cool as shit.
This guy, hey, he is the funniest president who's ever lived.
Ever fucking lived.
Funniest guy
and
of all
I'm a comedian.
Funniest president of all time.
Yeah.
And it's not even close.
Not even kind of.
And you know what's so funny is people get so mad about him, about like him being
how boring we're going to have for the next 4 years. It's going to be extremely boring.
Which is kind of what
or extremely scary.
Kind of what we need a little bit more boring. We need a little bit of boring for a little bit.
Maybe.
We need a little bit of boring.
Yeah.
And
we just got out of 8 years of boring.
We got out of fucking 4 years of fun.
Yeah. Dude, isn't that frustrating? That's the most frustrating part of 2020, I think, is people coming up and saying, oh, it's the worst time in history. It's the worst time in history. Like, people just stopped sleeping on wood floors or dirt floors like 30 years ago. People were sleeping in my mother, when she was a child, slept on dirt floors.
Well, dude, people.
And now I can afford diet pills so that I can eat more. I had a fucking.
You eat diet pills?
No, but I can afford them.
Well, I can't imagine that.
Okay, people generally, like, diet pills are like giant, like huge in the stock market.
Do they work?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never tried them. I don't have to.
I mean, maybe you should.
No, because people don't laugh at skinny people. How many times do you get laughs at your sets?
Baby murders.
You're hot.
Your boy murders.
No.
Fuck him. Murder.
But what did you bring up? Because you're bald.
Yeah,
you don't.
Murders.
That's what. It makes no sense. But hot people, you got a disadvantage, man.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Yeah,
like,
whatever.
I am definitely a hot guy. There's no question about it. But the
You look
the
attractive.
bald thing helps me because that's something people can look at and say, I don't like that part.
That's
like,
what you bring up. That's the reason. Yeah.
People don't want to be bald.
I got an extra 50 pounds to make fun of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're like proportioned. Like the fattest part about you is your face.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like just your chin is wide. Kid's got a wide chin.
That's also because of the beard, though.
The beard looking good though. You taper it nice.
I don't know. I have a barber for that.
Your barber does your beard?
Yeah, does my beard.
Was this a guy that
Cuts
fucked
the
it up before, or is it
hair.
a different guy?
No. This is a new guy. He's been here for like 6 weeks now. He's pretty cool.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah, give him a shout out. We'll give him a shout out right here. We'll put it up. I don't know how you put it, but this is his website or his contact info, Instagram, whatever. It's pretty pimping, dude. He's in Georgetown, Texas. Dude really knows how to cut hair and trim beards, man.
I do love
It's a profession.
Dude, I love Georgetown.
Georgetown's the best, dude.
So Georgetown is like a small.
No one go there,
it's a
but yeah.
small rural town. Well, we're white. We love being there. It feels like home. It feels like my hometown. Like where I grew up, it feels very similar to that.
Really? We call that the city. Like where I grew up, people were like,
Georgetown?
yeah, it was like, hey, did you go to the city today? They're
Right.
talking about Georgetown. Like it had a movie theater, it had a fucking,
Yeah.
it had a Target, 2 Walmarts.
2 Walmarts.
Yeah. There was 12 years ago, there was a rumor that got started that there was going to be a McDonald's in Florence, and we're still fucking talking about it. Still fucking talking about it.
Dude, that happened in my college town. They were saying we're a small fucking college town in Washington State, and they said that we're gonna get a Taco Bell because the nearest one was like 30 minutes away in Idaho. You had to cross the border, which is like doesn't mean anything in fucking the border.
Yeah.
So not in Canada, but in Idaho, which is kind of the same thing. So we would go over there, have to drive 30 minutes. Then they were saying for years, get a Taco Bell, getting Taco Bell. 3 years didn't get one.
Never got one.
And then
Every time somebody would like disturb some ground.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever have that? Anytime somebody would disturb some ground, oh, that's where the Taco Bell's going, bro. That's where the Taco Bell's going.
This Mongolian fireplace, which was like, I think it was that, or maybe it was a burger.
What is Mongolian fire?
Mongolian fire. Oh, dude. So it was just amazing. It was so good. So it was like a stir fry type.
What are the Mongols known for?
Rape.
Yeah, not food.
Yeah, making most people.
They drank horse's blood.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you don't do that.
No.
I would put money that it said you've done
That's a
that at
French
least
thing.
twice.
No, that's a French thing.
Have you drank blood before though?
My grandpa one time said, dirty Frenchmen eat horses.
Yeah. You never drank blood though? Isn't that like a hunting thing?
No.
Where you like go and you kill them, then you like put the blood on your fucking face, and then you go like first kill.
That's an Indian thing. I did eat a heart one time.
Whose heart?
A dove's heart. I had a deer heart. I cooked a deer heart.
You just said multiple. So you ate a dove heart and a deer heart.
Yeah, so I have eaten blood, but I'm not like cutting it and drinking it. like some kind of a fucking creep. I boil it and
What's
eat it.
the worst thing you've ever eaten? The worst thing you've ever tasted. That's like, not like you shit or cum. Like something like in the wild.
If I had to say the worst thing, and it's not in the wild, I ate oysters in Corpus Christi, Texas, and I shit in a dumpster like 4 hours later.
So you're saying...
No, but it wasn't. It was delicious going down, but it was buddy coming out.
That's what I'm saying then.
Yeah.
Like
bull nuts, but they're delicious.
That's not what we're saying.
Yeah.
What tasted just horrible?
Just the worst.
Like you ever watch Man vs. Wild? Bear Grylls is the whole thing,
Yeah.
and he eats all this crazy shit. And they ask him like after like 8 seasons, what was the worst thing you ate?
Yeah.
And there was one where he ate like this larva bug that was this big, and he ate it and it like exploded onto his face. It's like it was the worst tasting thing of all time. And he drank piss before, and he was like that bug was worse than that.
He's British.
Yeah.
They're used to bad food.
Yeah.
Horrible tasting things.
Yeah, it's all bland, no salt.
Yeah, no salt.
So, what's something like that?
Worst thing I've ever eaten. I don't know, man. I like eating a lot of stuff. I've eaten a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff's been tasty. I did have one time I went into this Asian restaurant, and they had a... No. Listen. I did. I went into an Asian restaurant.
Eating wild game heart, but you're like, but it's Asian restaurant.
Yeah, they had some kind of they had
tell you
peanuts in there. It was like a wrapped deal, and it was peanuts, and it had beef in there, and it was the worst tasting thing. And I remember looking around. This is in College Station, Texas. True story. I looked around, and there was a dude with a soup, and it had a fish head in it. And I looked around and I was like, what process did it take to get me into this place? What am I doing with my life?
See, that's interesting to me because you say that, and I'm surprised that a fish head is turning you off. I would think, looking at you and having known you just a little bit, that you see a fish head, your dick gets a little bit hard.
Yeah, it does. But there's just something about fish heads that don't belong in soups, man. Cajun food, I've eaten a lot of weird shit, but it's all tasty, man. If you know how to cook stuff, it tastes good.
I think the worst thing I ever ate, the worst thing I've ever eaten that someone made for me.
Yeah.
I had dated this girl, and she made, it was like, what's like that substitute for bread and shit now? It's like it's not yams, it's not sweet potato, it's not cauliflower.
I make a lot of cauliflower pizzas.
Sweet something. It was like angel something. It was something gross where he'd like gut it out of like it's not a cantaloupe, but you have to like
butternut squash.
Butternut, yeah. So it was it was a squash.
It was a squash.
And she
squash.
pulled
Maybe
all that shit out.
Squash, yeah.
And then she turned it into like a pasta. And then
have they never had pasta?
Well, she was like, "This is healthier for you."
Just work out,
right?
Huh.
Hey, right?
Yeah.
Go for a fucking walk. Wear a backpack. Put a book in there.
Lift heavy things. Find something heavy and pick it up.
Yeah, did that today. See
white women.
See how fucking jacked I'm looking today?
White women.
I wore a long sleeve on purpose. I'm looking too fucking shredded.
Do you know what Miles said the other day?
Tell me.
He said, and Miles, for you people that don't know, he's our black friend. And he said
he's
that,
black.
Yeah.
Shit.
He's black like the, I was about to do his joke.
Yeah.
Like the rap songs in Linkin Park. That's what
Yeah.
he says. Yeah, it's the kind of black guy he is. But he was like, you don't understand how scary white women are. I was like, what did you just say? He said that we're not as scared because we're white guys. They kill us with antifreeze and biscuits, man. There's a whole like series on television about how white women have killed their white husbands.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I would be scared if I'm a black guy,
Yeah.
which I am half the time.
Never.
I'm scared of white women
Not even once.
if I'm fucking white women because they will catch you up.
Oh man.
Because I mean,
hey, look, there's a lot of tension going on, but I think we all need to band together against white women. They just need to be stopped.
Get them out of here.
Stopped. Don't get them out of here. I still like.
I mean, not like out of here forever, but like put them in a camp. Put up a high fence.
No, I'm not even gonna agree with that.
A little, maybe some wire, maybe some barbed wire.
How about we just stop pandering to them?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
I do definitely.
I mean, white. Well, he's like you.
They'll say something silly, and then I'll be like, "All right," but she's gonna let me get after that here in a little bit. So I'm just gonna keep it off.
Well, if that's a girl you're having sex with, it's different.
It's not. No.
Yes. You don't think it's different talking to a woman that you're having sex with? If a strange woman says some wild shit to you and you know you're never going to fuck her, it's not even a possibility. Maybe you don't even want to in any way. You think that you're going to handle that the same as if you're handling a girl who you've already had sex with once or twice? You're going to put up with shit because you know sex is around the corner.
I always assume that sex is around the corner. That's a problem.
Do you?
Yeah.
Even if it's a girl you're not attracted to? See?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Right, and those are the ones that fucking yell at you.
Yeah,
Those fucking.
they're the meanest.
Those dogs.
I'm like, I want to be friends with you, and they're like, men are trash.
I don't want to be friends with them. I'm over it.
Are you over it? I'm trying to be friends with everybody. You hate people.
I don't hate people. I hate people.
Are we gonna
that
get canceled for all of this?
No one's listening.
Okay.
There's 7 listeners.
Yeah, my mom's definitely listening.
She's listening. Shout out. What's your mom's name again?
Jennifer.
Shout out Jen. Does she go by Jen or just gotta be Jennifer?
Jennifer. Probably.
It's gotta be Jennifer, right?
It's gotta be Jennifer. Yeah.
I heard that's that's a McConaughey thing.
Is it?
Like McConaughey, if you call him Matt, like I've heard on interviews, like he did like a live thing with like on ESPN
all right.
with
I had to do it. Sorry.
It was pretty good. With Rosillo, who's a sportscaster. He's like, Matt, and he goes out and he interrupts him live in this telecast. He interrupts him and goes, "Hey man, my mother named me Matthew, so you have to call me Matthew."
Such a Texas thing.
Such a Texas
He's got
thing.
such a big old hog, man.
You think so?
Yeah. There's no way that kind of confidence doesn't come from. Yeah. He's just cool and he's smooth and he's like, "Hey man, listen, I know you think that that's a name, but it's actually what it says on the paper.
Yeah.
It's Matthew.
Hey, read that."
Yeah.
And it says
Hey,
Doug.
I know you like being lazy most of your life, but just go ahead and finish the words that you put on the paper.
Yeah, and it says Dale.
Yeah. You don't just halfway say because.
That's like about my name. There's only one way to say my name. It's just Blair.
Blair.
There's no other way to say it.
I do think of a white woman when I hear your voice.
It was a white blonde girl name.
Right?
Yep.
Well, what was your mom thinking there, buddy?
They got out of my fucking parents are lame. They got out of a baby book and they just like the alliteration of alliteration. Is that the word? Doesn't really matter. It's the B's. So Blair Bomber. My brother's name is Brady Bomber. My mom's name is Bonnie Bomber, and my dad's name is Ed.
My dad named my siblings Bodie, Briley, Brooklyn. Swears every single time. Anybody that brings it up, he's like, "It wasn't on purpose." I was like, "Come on."
I named my dog.
It was by accident.
My dog Bodie.
Bodie.
Bodie's a great name.
Bodie's a great name.
I want to name my first
Bo
kid.
for short, if you want to.
Boyd, Bodie, Brooks. Top
Boyd's
3.
the last name.
First name.
It's not a first name.
Give him the first name.
I've never met a Boyd in my life.
That's the point.
I'll be one of those people. That's my mom was that kind of person, and I ended up with Dean. So
I think Dean's a good name.
it's an all right name.
But
there's only one kind of Dean. How many Deans have you met?
I knew a kid growing up there named Bo Dean.
I've met 3.
That's
in my
a lot.
life.
I've met
None. Yeah, but it's one of those names where people are like, "Oh my God, I know a Dean. You got to drive to Kansas to meet him." Like,
he's got great
I
barbecue.
had somebody do that in the airport one time.
He's got a smoker in his backyard made of propane tanks. Want to go hang out with him?
I was getting Cinnabons one time at an airport because that's what you do. And I was in line, and the lady, she said, take your order for the name. And I was like, Dean. And the person behind me was like, "Oh my God, my dad's name's Dean. You got to come meet him." And I was like, "All right, let's go meet him. I'd like to meet another Dean."
You would say that. You'd be like, you get excited, like, fucking no way. I've never met another Dean.
I got to get a picture with this guy.
I feel like, tell me if I'm an asshole for this.
You are.
So, okay. I kind of already knew that coming into it, but I just want to bounce it off you for the sake of this. This girl, women always ask you when your birthday is because they want to know what your sign is, right? That's what they want to do, right? Also, if there's a third party that they might connect to, they'll want to know, like, do they know this person? Like my buddy Jake, he plays for the Broncos, right? Played for the Broncos. And I was talking to this girl, met her on Tinder or whatever it was, and she goes, where are you? I'm like, "Oh yeah, my buddy played for the Broncos. We're hanging out. I'm going out there soon." And she goes like,
"Flex.
You should ask your buddy if he knows so and so." I'm like, "And then what?" I said to her, "And then what happens?" What if he knows
You really don't care about getting fucked.
It was such an annoying question. It was like, what are you going to do with the information?
Yeah.
What happens next? And she was like, "Oh, I guess nothing."
See, but I had that situation this weekend. I was in Corpus hunting with some friends of mine, and they were talking with everybody. I was like, "I'm from Georgetown," and one of the girls was like, "Oh my God, my best friend's from Georgetown." And I was like, "Oh, what's her name?" She's like, "You probably don't know her." And I was like, "Yeah, but what's her name?" Kale. Ends up being my best friend's girlfriend.
See, that makes sense. That's small town stuff. Not like we're all.
Well, Georgetown also has 26,000 people in it.
But we're all
most likely. I had no idea who that is.
But it's also like, my buddy is on the team. Not anymore. He's retired. He got cut. Now he's retired. Shout out Big J. If this, I'm going to assume her friend works. There's a lot of people that can work for the Broncos.
Yes.
They could be fucking a merch salesman. They could be at the fucking concession stand. They could be in the office. They could be doing anything. unless she's like a trainer.
Yeah.
Or the team
I mean,
doctor.
they do work for
or
the same organization. And it's pretty wild. I don't know somebody from the Broncos.
But my point is like her.
But if I did, I'd be like, no shit, who is it? I've got a friend that works for the Broncos. It's a pretty reasonable question.
But then what do we do with the information? What happens now?
I pulled on the string, and then this whole sweater's coming unraveled here, buddy.
But look, what happens?
You have a connection. She wants to feel connected to you because she wants you as a sexual partner.
Then ask me.
And she needs one thing. She looks at you and she's like, obviously, I'm not with this guy for genetics, right? Obviously, that's thing one.
That's true.
So let me find something that I can connect to him with so that I can not pretend like he's somebody else. Like, I don't have to pretend that he's that guy that I know from the Broncos when we get to the bedroom.
That would make sense. If my entire identity lied inside of what my friend did as a football player, which it doesn't.
But you brought it up.
You would have been better off asking me my favorite color.
You brought it up.
At least we can do something with that.
You know, and I would have never been that girl, but if I was that girl, I'd be like, then why did you bring it up? She was like, she's trying to start a conversation based off of a thing that she said.
She, what are you doing? I'm watching this game. Why are you watching the game? My buddy played for them.
Yeah, she's like, oh my God, who's your buddy? That's continuing a conversation.
No, she said, no.
Narcissist.
She said, who's your buddy? She said, ask your
You're
buddy.
You're a lunatic. I guarantee she texted her friends after that and like, hey, do you want to go get mimosas? Because I got to tell you about this guy who's an absolute lunatic.
I'm an asshole. But she said it like this, and this is why it was annoying.
Mm-hmm. Tell me.
Ask your friend if he knows Jen.
You're both equally ridiculous.
Hey, Jake, do you know somebody named Jen?
Yeah.
That works for the Broncos? You know what even if he said
maybe you ask her a couple questions, find some things out. Is she a trainer? If she's a trainer, you might know him, and then you can go, holy crap, hey bud, what's his name? Big J. Do you know Tinkerbell? I don't know what the hell her name is. Jen, you know Jen that works on there. They also have a similar name in common. He could have been fucking her this whole time. Y'all could have gone on a double date, and it'd be like, wow, how did we get here? It's because she asked a simple question. That's all I'm saying.
The difference between
didn't go the way you thought it would.
The difference between me and you is, and it's very simple. And this is, I think, other than this,
100 pounds.
Other than this, yeah. Other than the 100 pounds and the dead dog
and
in
hair,
the back,
and giant, gorgeous hair,
gorgeous hair, and the dead dog in the back of your truck. Yeah. Other than that, we're the same guy.
There's no dead dog in the back of my truck.
There's something dead in the back of your truck. Might as well be a dog.
Might be a hobo.
It might be a person. And if it's not a white guy, it doesn't really matter. So my point is, the difference between you and I is you will have conversations with people that you don't know, love, or care about what they're saying. Yes. But you will continue the conversation because you've been raised to be a polite young man.
There it is.
And I push back.
It was beat into me.
And there was a switch involved, some leather stuff. I get it. Okay, there's a reason you like when I spank you. These are all important things. My point is,
you're getting
I won't do that. I won't have we're gonna die, dude.
Yeah.
And you know what we're not going to remember?
You can waste that alone, or you can waste that with somebody.
Some stranger who's talking about their kids going to college.
Everybody's a stranger till you meet him.
My son's in the School of Marketing at Washington State. Everybody's a stranger.
There's a reason that there's no fucking beautiful decorations up in this house besides this corner. It's because you don't have a woman in here.
Well, I got a couple posters coming.
Do you?
Yeah, I got.
That you're going to put not in this room?
Oh, they're coming out there. Canvas. It went nice.
So you're not going to put those up where people can see them. You're going to buy something nice. You're going to put it on your podcast studio.
No, I'm going to put them outside in the living room.
Okay, we'll see if that happens.
It's okay. You know what I got? You'll like it. I got you'll love it. It's fucking Dazed and Confused.
Oh, I do like that one.
It's McConaughey and then them
so you
standing
moved
out
to
in
Texas
front.
and you're gonna get
steering to it. And then I got a Pulp Fiction one too.
Why?
It's my favorite movie of all time.
Is it your favorite movie of all time?
Down, not even close. Number one. I watch it every probably 2-3 months. It's the best movie I've ever made.
I like it, but I don't know if it's the best movie ever made.
It's the best movie ever made.
Have you seen Saving Private Ryan, bro?
Yeah, I saw it once.
Or Old Brother, Where Art Thou?
Dude, Get Out.
Oh, Jesus.
I'd rather watch Get Out twice backwards in Spanish than watch fucking Oh Brother, Where Art Thou more than 30 seconds of it.
I'm gonna look out this window because that's how interesting.
Do you want a beer?
This is more than
Let's have a beer.
Let's have a beer. I'll have a beer.
Fuck yeah. Keep talking.
All right.
It's your time.
So, I want to tell you a little story about how I met Spencer Cavins. Spencer Cavins is a buddy of mine, and he does comedy as well, right? So we started a Crooked Teeth Comedy. He is my counterpart in Crooked Teeth Comedy. And what happened was I got this room. I started booking for this room. And I thought to myself, it's a lot of work. I want to bring somebody on. So I went to my peer group, and I said, who is smart, right? Good with finances. Who is funny, right? That's another important thing. And who's not going to take this for granted, right? So I looked around, couldn't find anybody, so I went to Spencer's Gifts, and there he was. He was looking at knock jokes and a deal. He was a shelf boy, in fact. And so I asked him, I was like, "Hey man, do you wanna start doing comedy?" He was telling me a few knock jokes. I was like, "Dude, I think this guy's really got some chops, man. I think this guy's really got some chops." And so I invited him on, and you know Spencer, right?
You had all this time to do whatever. You could go anywhere you wanted to go with that.
Mm-hmm.
And you took that time out of a podcast.
Yeah. I want to give him a shout out, dude.
To talk about, it's like, just suck his dick. Is he going to give you free weed? What are you doing here?
No, I just wanted to tell a story about a good personal friend of ours. I found some common ground.
He's on my shit list right now. He didn't get me in that last mic, and he told me he would, and it broke my heart.
Oh, really? Did you ask him and then showed up?
Texted him early in the day. He said
yes.
Yeah,
but you also dipped on us like 9 times.
I know I did dip on you guys. When?
Yeah, Cedar Park. We put you up. You didn't show up.
I'm coming from work 30 minutes away. I couldn't make it.
Okay.
And I told you guys that too.
Text would have been great.
I told you guys that both times. Every time I said I can't make it, guys, I'm sorry, I can't make it.
Well, yeah. Then we're gonna stop putting you. We were putting you up at great spots.
But I told you I was gonna be late either way. I said, guys, I can't go to the first half of it. It's gotta be back half. I'm doing the same thing for you tomorrow. I'm gonna hit you up tomorrow and be like, hey, put me at the back half. Put me last. Put me on the list. I'm gonna be late. I have to work. But anyway, Spencer, I texted him, and he's like, I got you on the list at Santa Cruz. And I went over there, and I wasn't on the list. And I messaged him. I was like, hey, I'm going to text you. He's like, yeah, text me. And I texted him, and he texted me back 4 hours later. Like, hey, sorry I didn't see this. And it broke my little baby bird heart.
He's kind of a dick.
He's like an ass. But I respect that, though. At least, if you're that guy, be that guy all the time.
Yeah.
And we never have an issue. It's like Matt.
He is always that guy.
Our friend Matt Boyd is always an asshole.
Yeah.
And Matt Boyd now.
No, he's not.
Yes,
he's
he
always
is.
a darling sweetheart to me.
No, that's not true.
Every single time. When has he ever been mean to me?
Behind your back all the time.
I've never heard him do it.
Disrespectful.
He's a Southern gentleman. That's how you're supposed to do it.
It's from Nashville.
Do you think we say nice things about you when you're not around?
I hope not. I'm not that nice.
You're not that nice.
But
you're actually kind of a sweetheart.
I'm a sweetheart when I want to be. But not when the camera's rolling. No, but Matt Boyd knows that he hates when I text him, so then I text him all the time.
Does he hate when you text?
I text Matt.
Spencer hates when I call him.
I text Matt every day.
I can't stand texting.
I like texting.
I don't.
I'd rather call you, but I text Matt and he will not respond to me.
Yeah.
And then I'll send him 17 texts in a row. Every time.
I texted his mom one time. I called his mom.
You called his mom?
On his phone. He left his phone out. And so I was like scrolling through and he's letting me do it and I clicked mom.
I love that.
And then he just hung up. Woke her up for sure.
It was late.
And I was like, yeah, text her. It was like, Alex, it was like 10:30. I was like, no, just text her you love her. Just say, hey, mom, was thinking about you. Love you. And did it. And she was like, oh, it was really sweet.
That is sweet. You love moms. You're a big mom guy.
Yeah. Mama's boy. Mom's the best, dude.
That's the best.
Shout out, Ma. Love you.
Yeah, Bonnie eats shit.
Who is Bonnie?
That's my mom's name.
Oh. Why did you just say that? Respect your mother, dude.
She doesn't listen anymore. She stopped listening months back. I said cunt too much and I lost her.
Yeah.
I don't. You think that's fair?
That's totally fair.
That's my mom.
She shouldn't have to listen to that, man.
She should. If
she should not have to listen to that.
I'm an artist.
Okay, an artist that says the word cunt. That's why you're an artist?
Yep. That's the only reason I'm an artist, because I just take words you're not
she
supposed to say and I say
She
them.
had such good admiration for you. I'm sure, like you were a college athlete, bro.
I know.
And now she has to tell her book group that you're saying the word cunt on podcasts now.
It's really bottomed out for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my family too.
Well, you're unemployed.
Yeah. Because I can be.
What time do you want to, just not to sidetrack, but what time do you want to head over to Santa Cruz?
I would be there by 7.
Because he posted today that the sign up goes out at 7, but it's capped at like 25, and they open it up at like 6 for like a happy hour. He like sells booze at that place too.
We'll just message him and get on the list.
Review the spot. Also, he films sets. I don't like that.
Oh no, JC doesn't film my sets.
You tell him not to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
good.
he knows not to.
Because he was just hitting record. When I went
he
the last
filmed
time,
James Garibay telling a joke. Online today, but just posting your shit online. Why?
You can't post somebody else's material. You can't even don't record somebody else's material.
No.
I got mad at a guy at Santa. You think you were there? This is like months ago, where that one dude took his shirt off, had no shoes, was filming everybody's sets. I'm like, hey man, and I ended up knowing that guy. Like, I kind of know him now through somebody else.
The dude that was doing cocaine on the table.
Yeah. He's like a mutual friend of mine.
Eli Harper.
No, that's not his name.
Okay.
We don't want to give him a shout out either. He's a fucking. That same guy was fucking talking to me like the other day. Like, let's go drink. And I'm like, we're not friends like that. We're not boys. And he said some wild shit to me, and I was like, hey man, you gotta chill.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Why don't you take it easy,
it was
guy?
like, it made me like not uncomfortable. I mean, maybe like, hey man, we're not. I don't know what you think you and I are, but you shouldn't just say that thing to me. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, what? I'm like, just fucking get out of here, shark teeth. Fucking shark teeth.
You were bold for a short guy. Anyway,
I mean, I can't. Like, I'll talk to anybody. That's the thing is like, when I was in Chicago, I was just under the radar. I'm trying to get better. I'm not very good. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't want any problem with anybody. And I have a better grasp of like where I'm at, what I want to do, where I'm pointing at. So when I see like kind of things in this scene or people in this scene that I'm like, fuck that guy or that girl.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
I have no problem being like, I don't fucking like you.
Yeah.
And that's like, if you want a best friend, Dean is right over there.
Yeah, but I'm not.
No, but
people think that I'm super nice, and you say that I listen to people's stuff, but I just nicely find a way to get the fuck out of the conversation.
No, I know as you do.
Yeah.
I'm just busting balls. My point is, they think that like because we all do the same thing that we're all like coworkers, and we're fucking not.
Nah, I don't know you, bro.
And if you're a hack, or if like you're just a user, a lot of leeches, a lot of like new people are coming to Austin that I knew from other scenes. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that guy was a leech in that scene. Ugh. And he's bounced scene to scene.
Or hobbyists.
Yeah, it's like. Or it's like, okay, what do you have? You have an album? Do you have an album? You've been doing comedy for 4 years.
Yeah.
Shut up.
You got a name? You got some kind of like a stage name?
No one has a credit. That's what I love about this scene is like it's just a democracy.
I mean, I opened for Mark Norman a couple weeks ago.
You were on a show that Mark Norman was headlining. He didn't bring you to Minnesota with him. That's what it counts as. Now, you can put it on all your shit, and that's awesome. And I'm happy for you. And
I don't put it on anything.
And I heard you did really well last week for Brent Earns, by the way. I heard multiple people told me that you fucking had a great set for the Brent Earns show.
Thanks. So I appreciate that. Yeah, that was actually the start of the good run.
You were talking about the San Antonio, but I was like, I'm pretty sure I was waiting for you to talk about the Earns part.
Yeah, no. I don't like to name drop on a lot of stuff, but no. And
no one knows who Brent Earns is and listen to this podcast.
Oh yeah, I guess not, right? No one, yeah. So I opened up for a comedian on a Friday, and it went like fan-freaking-tastic. Everybody was digging it. The people in the front row listening to the set before when the host was going were just like completely checked out. And I was doing crowd work. Like I told one guy, there was a tall guy with a really short girl, and I was like, hey man, what do you do for a living besides get everything off the top shelf for her?
Nice.
And just like engaging on the crowd. Everybody was like into it. I would stop talking, and then the entire crowd would just go silent.
That's what you want.
Yeah, like there was fully paying attention.
I mean, Chappelle has that great, one of the best lines ever about what comedy's supposed to be. It's like you don't always have to be funny, but you do always have to be interesting. Mm-hmm. So if you can, as long as you can hold the room's attention, whether or not you're being funny. And that's what I was telling you the other day, man. And I know you can take it or leave it. We talked about Lucky Duck last week. I was like, man, you gotta just go up. You don't have to, but I think it would help you to just go up there and just talk about what you did that day. Yeah. Because you've never told me of something you did that day and it was not funny. You just said that. You ordering a sandwich to the gym. Yeah. You should get at least 2 minutes out of that. Yeah. That should be. And if you walk up with that,
I still do that, but like I'm so concerned about like genuinely like creating an art form, and so like I do a lot of like writing, and a lot of that's just I used to do it early on where I would just go up and talk about my day, right? I'll just go up and talk about my day, and it's like it's good stuff and makes people laugh, but I'm looking for like those hard hitting jokes.
Well, you're not going to get to those
like curated jokes that I mean I still do.
Well, you're not going to get to those without going through the other stuff though. It's like you have to slosh around in the shit a little bit before you can get to the fucking good stuff.
Yeah, I think I just get so used to having such great fucking sets that when I can't,
I've never seen like, one.
But you have it. Come on, been a Lucky Duck plenty of times. I've bombed there one time,
dude. And that show though was a lot of fun. The Marty Show.
Oh, the Marty Show was great, dude.
That was a blast.
Were you there for my set on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking fantastic.
It was so much fun.
I loved it. Yeah.
It was so much fun. And then we did the little bit of the I talked to Marty on Saturday.
I did like 12 minutes on that. I was the host, and I was like, look, that's what I'm doing now. Well, when people book me for a host, I'm going to be like, okay, if they don't give me a time limit, I'm not going to go to like 30 minutes, but I'm doing like 10 minutes. Yeah, and I'm going to make sure whoever's after me, it's going to be hard as fuck to follow.
You're a bad host. What you just described,
I used to be an amazing host because I used to care about it. But then people ask me to host all the time, and I'm like, all right, cool. But it can work out great. Host. It can work out great.
You just described the worst host mentality of all time. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go up there, do more time than I'm supposed to, and the guy after me is going to be fucked.
No, if they tell me to do 5 minutes, I do 5 minutes. I'm respectful. But a lot of people are like, oh, just go up there and just warm up the crowd. When they're piping, get off, and then go do your thing. Cool. Well, I'm gonna make sure that they're piping when I get off, and they are.
Again, where was this at?
Bazinga. No,
at
the Wednesday show.
I saw Marty
at Marty's deal, dude.
That was on Friday.
Yeah.
2 Fridays ago.
2 Fridays ago. It was great.
I saw Marty. I hadn't seen him since that night. I saw him on Saturday.
Pretty sure he was hung over in his apartment for 7 days.
Yeah, he didn't make it.
He did like 13 drugs.
Yeah, he did all the drugs.
He did all the drugs.
Coke, shroom, Molly's.
Yeah.
Molly's.
He was not doing well.
Molly.
He was not doing well when I brought him on. Like I brought him on stage, and he was like, I'm gonna do a couple minutes, and I was like, I don't know, Marty, I don't know if that's a good idea, buddy.
Yeah, he didn't.
You're pretty loaded.
He didn't remember. Like I went up.
He didn't remember going up.
I was up third, and he didn't remember me. And that's early in the show.
No, he was very drunk. I mean, it's his birthday. Good.
Yeah, good for him. He's turned 30. Fuck, he's gonna die soon. Like for sure, gonna die soon.
Especially the way he's doing drugs.
Yeah, 35 is not. It's a long ways away for that guy. You're not gonna make it.
He's not gonna make it.
I told him.
You're gonna make it, Marty boy.
I told him the roast jokes I did about him after that. I was like, hey man, I don't even remember, but I'm gonna tell you the roast jokes again. And he's like, hit me, and I hit him with both of them. He's like, all right, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty mean, but it's pretty.
It's pretty mean.
The roast. Yeah, everyone did too much time though. Everyone was doing. We shouldn't have everybody do 10. Everyone should have done 5 and fucked off. Everyone should have done 5.
Well, so many people did 5 and fucked off.
A lot of them did 10 to 12, and
when it got to you, I like the third or fourth person was like actually doing their time. The first like 4 didn't.
Yeah, it was cool. Hold on, so we're at an hour in.
Talked about a lot of things.
Well, yeah. By the way, thanks for coming on, man. I love seeing you. I feel like I've seen a lot less of you lately.
Oh yeah. You seen less of me lately?
Yeah, you've been out of town a bunch the last couple weekends.
No, it's the end of hunting season. I'm done now. Hunting season's over now, so I'm out to party, son.
Ooh.
No, just doing lots of mics.
They're really disingenuous about how they the kind of guy who's never.
No, I already noticed that.
Well, the
now.
guy who says he never bombs. Oh, I fucking killed. Oh, did you? Oh, you never bomb?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're the man.
Yeah.
Or the guy who has a mediocre set and gets off like, looking pretty good, huh? It's like no.
Whoo.
No, you're bad.
Yeah,
and you did it. Like,
and it doesn't. If it doesn't destroy you, like people say, I'll get off and I'll be like, fuck, like that was horrible. Like I'll come, like it's you. I was like, God damn it, I've been bombing lately.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh well, sometimes you bomb. It happens, dude. It happens. And it's like, yeah, but I'm still upset by it.
Sure, yeah.
I'm gonna let it rule my world for a few days, and then I'm gonna go on fire.
Yeah, you still got to feel it.
I let it dig me down into the trenches until I hate myself enough that I start climbing back out.
That's why comedy's the best because like you'll always feel something. Whether you kill, whether you average, whether you do really bad, you still get off, and either you feel great or you feel terrible. But that shows you that you care and you love what you're doing because it made you feel that bad. 5 years.
Yeah, I had that experience when, and I wished I'd have gone first, but I got to watch when I opened up for Mark Norman. If you want to pick that name up, I just dropped. But I'm not going to look good at the end of this story.
Well, you're wearing his merch. So
it is his merch.
Comedy.
So there was when I opened up for him, he already did a prior show, and I watched a prior show, and I was like, fuck, that's comedy. Like that's a professional. And then I had to go up like 30 minutes later, and I walked up and I was like, fucking, these people are in for a show, and they're not going to get it from me. Like, and I mean, I still did my act. It was all my good jokes. It was a fine set, but my confidence was out the window because I was like, Jesus, these people, they might get it. They might enjoy my set, but they're going to forget all about it 5 minutes into his set.
I think it was.
It's so good.
I forget what it was. I think it was Segura. Someone he was talking about opening for Cedric the Entertainer, right?
Yeah, a musician.
Yeah, right. And he was saying Cedric the Entertainer he's one of the fucking original kings of comedy. Yeah. He's on the black circuit. He's one of the funniest guys. He's one of the most successful guys ever. Yeah. And he said that he went out there. I want to say it was Segura. Might not have been. Doesn't matter. Because out there just fucking flattens the room. Yeah. Just levels the room. He's like, because his mentality was, I'm going to bury the headliner. Which I think is if you're a feature, that's our middle act, you got to have that mentality. That's what you're supposed to do. Because it makes them bring up their game.
Good luck. Yeah.
And he goes, he's like, fucking killed. And then he gets off and he's like, brings up Cedric or whatever it is. And he's like, fucking good luck following. In his mind, like, good luck following that.
Yeah.
And he said, Cedric the Entertainer walks out there. And 15 seconds into his set, no one remembered who Segura was.
Yeah.
He's like, this guy, it didn't matter what I did. They're here for him. Mm-hmm. He's that good. It's like, but you still have to take that set.
Yeah.
Like, I'll follow anybody. I don't care. I want to bomb. Who cares?
Yeah.
I don't care about bombing after a guy who just murdered. But I think it's also like a thing of
Try to hop on that wave and ride it.
I don't like when people say like, or they hope the person in front of them does poorly. I think it's so much
So you
harder.
can dig yourself out of a hole.
I think it's so. It happened on Saturday. You know, I did fine. I swam.
Yeah.
You know, head above water, did okay.
But it's rare that you go from somebody like tanking a room,
like-
and then you get you best almost. I would almost say 90% of the time you're just gonna get your head above water.
Yeah.
You're gonna get everybody's head above water, and then the next guy. It's even for the next guy. Then the next guy can come up.
And then you end with a rape joke and you get him on your side.
Yeah.
All right, we did it. Let's wrap it up.
Man, thank you for having me on, dude. This was awesome. We'll be at the multiple mics in Austin, and we'll be doing shows all around. So follow my Instagram, which is also right here.
Open mic pussies
I'm
on
just
3.
making like
1, 2, 3. Open mic pussies.
pussies.
All right, we're out of here. Love you, big dog.
Love you, big dog.